Attention, attention. All the things you've been swooning after on the LadyGang.com, all of our clothing and beautiful merch. There's a huge warehouse sale happening right now. It's not going to last long, but go over to shop.theladygang.com and you're going to find some epic things. Like you can get a velvet dress for $39. You can get a hat for $10. The swacket is $99. Head over there. There's so much greatness. And you know what? You're welcome.
Well, what is this?
Welcome to the Lady Gang.
That's amazing. Say that again.
The Lady Gang.
Things are about to change around here.
Each week we catch up with Hollywood's hottest girl posse, Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Lady Gang. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Vanek and Kelty Knight.
Guys, before we get to Good Week, Bad Week, I just need to ask you something. Have you seen Encanto yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Oh my God. It's so cute.
It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. I watched it when my niece and nephew were here for Christmas, and they crushed it. And I just feel like every Disney movie just keeps getting better and better and better. And I really did enjoy it. I did get into a debate about it, though.
About what?
About Encanto.
Okay.
Because they're doing like the anti-Disney not anti-Disney princess, but like,
right.
They're just making it more open to all types of different girls, whether it's like culturally or racially or whatever it is, which is fantastic. But my friend's niece, after watching it, goes, "Yeah, it's just another Disney princess." And we were so confused and we were like, wait, but it's not. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, she's right. It's still about a girl who lives in the biggest house in the city with a powerful family. Like she's very elite. She's part of a special family. Granted, she doesn't have special powers, but it's like being an exceptional human. They have yet to find an ordinary girl who lives in an ordinary middle class house become
like a rich girl?
Well, her family has these magical gifts, and so
they take care of the whole town, and
right.
Oh,
And
it's like you, Jack.
Yeah, totally.
very similar. But, and then someone was like, no, they're not. No, she is ordinary. And I'm like, no, she's extraordinary. She's special. So Disney still has to figure out a way to make the ordinary average girl the star of a movie.
Oh, but Cinderella was that, right?
That's what,
but she was also like this, like,
she's very beautiful
white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It was like, there was that whole thing.
Yeah, I guess
and
you're
wasn't
right.
she still going to balls and shit? I can't remember even the plot of Cinderella.
Sisters were going to balls, but so her family they were fancy enough to get invited to balls. So I guess they're probably.
Yeah. She was just like the sister nobody liked, but she was like gorgeous and a skinny white girl.
I don't believe that for a second that she didn't get invited to the balls. Okay. All right. Well.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble, but we don't talk about Bruno. We
don't talk about Bruno. No,
is this
By the way, I heard that
like?
song on the radio on Hits 1 on Sirius, and I was like, the song about the like hyper depressive brother that hides in a closet is on Hits 1. Bruno's like this character. He's literally like my brother, like in. Like when I watch, I was like, I know this guy. He basically like his power, he can see the future, and what he sees he doesn't like. So he runs away from his family. But I don't want to give the movie away. Anyway, you don't talk about Bruno.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
Sorry. She screamed. All right. Well, it's time for
Good Week.
Yes, it is.
Bad Week. Oh, no.
Who would like to kick us off?
I'm going to go because I have a prop.
Oh, wow.
My good week is...
Oh, your clip-on bangs came.
I got the bangs.
I got mine. I already
hair.
returned them. They look so good.
No, they really don't match my hair. As you can see, the roots of them aren't
They're
great.
like the color of the bottom of your hair.
Yeah.
But that was the only blonde available. But now I'm in the bang crew and it looks like shit. And I love it.
I don't think it looks like shit. I mean, it's tough to try on a bang with not a stitch of makeup on.
Yeah,
I will say
you gotta
that.
have the makeup.
Oh, that's true.
I feel like a bang, well, this is going to come across bad, but I feel like someone who doesn't wear a lot of makeup every day should not have a bang.
I agree. And that's my problem. Why I've already given
No,
up
but
on my
Kelty,
bang.
you always have that lash, so it works for you.
Not right now. This is just mascara.
Because it just like drowns out your face, huh?
It almost accentuates the fact that you're not wearing makeup as opposed to without your bangs, you just look like a naturally pretty person.
Natural beauty. Yeah. Well, Jack, here's the thing. What happens if you take that root part and you kind of like put it over where the bang is clipped in?
I place it over.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I feel like we just need to put a little bit of a root.
It needs to be styled. You know, I don't know how to wear any sort of a clip in anything, but I have them just in case like we all want to wear them one day.
Yeah.
I
ordered some and then I sent them back when I cut the bang, but I feel like the clip-in bang would be better. The issue with bangs, I mean, this is like, I can't believe we spent this much time talking about bangs, but is that realistically, unless you have a Jennifer Aniston hairline or like a Becca Tobin hairline, you don't have enough hair around your face to even do a good bang.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like my bang, I need an extension on my bang to make it thicker. Like I try, and then I'm also never mind. I'm dealing with the fact that I'm in a heavy oil serum stage of my life with a bang. Like those two things do not go. If I had just been in straight acne medication where the forehead was dry, like I'm doing two worlds that don't match.
Yeah, you're greasing up your forehead. It's not great for a bang.
Why is my bang so greasy all the time? I got a clarifying shampoo and I was like, oh, Kelty, because you put 4 serums and oils on every morning and night.
Yeah, we're too old to have bangs, really. That's what it comes down to.
Well, congratulations, Jack.
Thank you. I'm taking them out. So my bad week is I was just scrolling on Instagram recently, and I went kind of down a Bachelor sort of K-hole on there. And I came across this girl. Her name is McKenna on Instagram, and she was like one of my favorite gals on the show. And I don't know what made me go to look at her, who she's following, but she follows both of you and not me. I'm the only person that a Bachelor star doesn't follow out of the trio of us. And it really...
I have no fucking idea who McKenna is, so
it grinds my gears. I'm like, what did I do to you? I'm the only one that listens or that watches the show.
I'm going to look her up. Who is she? McKenna?
MYKENNA. She's Canadian, so I was like, maybe that's why she follows Kelty. But
I am.
It was she follows everybody. She follows Becca Tilley. She follows Tanya. She follows all the other podcasters. I'm just the only one. She must have some like personal gripe with me.
She's in Vancouver, which means she probably started following me when I was in Vancouver for 7 freaking months.
Oh, it could be the Canadian tie.
So don't feel bad, okay? She probably loves you.
It just hurts me. I'm like, I'm the only supporter of The Bachelor out of us. Like, give me a break, people. Follow me. I'm
sure there are as many, or if not more, people who only follow you and not us.
100%. So. And statistically, that is true. That is 100% true.
For you.
All right, I'll go. Good week, bad week. I held this over since the holidays because I just think it's so fucking funny. So I was in Jordan on my fabulous trip, which was amazing, and my mom and dad were in my house in LA dog watching Callie. And you know, when you leave your dog, like every few days we just check in and be like, hey, how's the house? You guys okay? You have enough to eat? And on like day 10, I was like, Mom, like, we miss Callie. Like, why are you not sending me daily updates of my child? Like, I was like, send me a picture of Callie. She fucking sent me a picture from my old house that I sent to her like 4 years ago. When she asked for a picture of Callie, it was just saved to her camera roll. And I was like, did you just say? I was like, Mom, I need you to send a new picture, like, of her right now in the yard doing her thing.
Is Callie alive?
I know. And she was like, oh, you just sent a picture of Callie. And I was like, why the would I ask you to send a picture of Callie? Like, I don't have a million on my camera phone. Anyway.
That is really bizarre.
What a Sheila, you know?
Do you think she got out and, like, escaped for a little bit and they were nervous?
No, I think they're just idiots. I think my mom doesn't understand the internet, and she doesn't understand.
Like, you sent her that picture and you already have it in your possession?
You guys, it was in my old house, in my old kitchen.
You.
Like, it wasn't even like in the yard where she could have been like, I don't really want to take a picture of Callie right now. Let me send a picture. Like, I mean, it's her face is a different color. Like, idiot.
Wow.
Wowie.
Wow, Mom. Here's my good week. Jack.
Yes.
As you know, here on my goal list, right here.
That's a small goal list.
Is that on a magnet?
No, it's on piece of paper. Nails.
Okay.
So, as you know, one of my goals for 2022 is to grow beautiful, long adult nails.
Okay.
And I searched high and low for someone. I've gone 3 times to the... nail place and have been like, do you have the hard gel? Because you keep saying, get hard gel, get hard gel. They never have it. They're giving me a dip. They're giving me a gel. They never have a hard gel. I searched up and down. I finally found a woman in Sherman Oaks who does the hard gel. I'm on my second manicure. And what's cool about it is she does the hard gel and then she does a gel. But I can also take this off and just paint it when it starts to chip. Like with just my regular stuff. But look at how good my nails are, guys. They're actually getting long.
You're officially on the nail journey. You know what? It's also called UV gel. So that might be I don't know if it's just hard gel at the nail place I go to, but that might have been your downfall.
She also said that she does a Russian manicure, which is when you take the machine to do the cuticles and cut the cuticles. Like, I think it's illegal to cut cuticles, so I don't want to call her out on the bus, but live your life. Anyway, my nails are amazing. Becca?
Well, I'm still on my natural olive and June journey and really loving it because it's saving me money and it's also saving my nails. So, sorry, guys.
Not an ad.
Not
an ad, but I literally just gave myself a pedicure with my olive and June set yesterday. I love the pedicure system.
Also, Kelty, the like grown-up nails you're seeing, except for Jack's, are acrylics. Like every single girl I know has a long lady nail, it's an acrylic.
My good nails are like my one redeeming quality. I have like extremely hard nails.
No, I'm not going to grow them long like Jack's. I'll never be able to do that. Do you know how much stuff I'll get stuck under them? But I just think like not having like they're actually a pretty shape. Like they're like shaped on purpose. It's not like here's what you have. Let me try to paint it. You know?
Yeah. No.
Here's what you have.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, my good week is that I recently went on Victoria Garrick's podcast.
Oh yeah.
And it was a wonderful experience. She's just such a cool, young woman. I was going to say girl because she was she was Kelty's intern at CBS, and then she kind of helped us with LadyGang stuff. And she told Kelty she was going to be an influencer, and Kelty was like, "Yeah, right. Good luck." And now she's like taking over the world. So she's great. And aside from her telling me that she always thought that I was the coolest of the LadyGang on that podcast, that's like pseudo good week. You can hear it. It's actually on her episode. It's recorded forever. She said to me, we were talking about like grief and like the experience of therapy and just sort of blah, blah, blah. And I mentioned my grief counselor by her first name, Amira. I always feel weird about like adding someone's last name to it, to conversations.
Yeah.
And I recently had a session with Amira who told me that the amount of girls who reached out who were able to track her down just by her first name from that podcast is crazy. Wow. So Victoria clearly has some like very dope women who are looking for therapy. But I just felt like that was a very... you think you do these podcasts and they're going into the abyss and everyone just hears you and they think that you're like a fucking idiot. Granted, these women could have still thought that I was a fucking idiot, but I felt like a good act. I wasn't even conscious of. Like energetically, something positive came from that experience.
I love it.
Yeah, that was nice.
But like, you better keep your appointment with Amira. Like, don't be given my time slot.
No, Amira is very, very loyal. But okay, so that was nice. That my bad week is this. I went to a girls' dinner to this really amazing restaurant in Austin, and I want to say the name of it, but I don't want to get this person in trouble that works there. So I'm in a tough place. Very, very great restaurant in Austin, and we were having a girls' dinner. It was like 15 girls, and we're all sitting around the table, and we're like laughing and being inappropriate and talking about sexual things. And someone brought up the whole squirting thing, how women squirt. And then we were saying, well, it's a myth because it's just pee. Like it's, and then a couple minutes later, this server was filling up my water glass, and in my ear, he goes, it's actually a combination of urine and fluids. And it is quite satisfying if I do say so myself.
Is it a boy or a girl?
A man. Quite
well,
satisfying.
Of course it's satisfying for him.
But also, get out of my ear, bro. You're filling up my water, and also get out of my conversation. That is gross. Wow. You're touching my food. You're touching my plate.
That is inappropriate.
I don't want to think about your hands inside of a woman making her squirt.
That's really inappropriate.
Disgusting.
Oh my God.
And also, don't fucking correct me. Didn't Sex Emily tell us it was urine?
You know what's so weird is like somehow nobody knows, but I'm like, how can we get ourselves like to Mars on a rover and like we know everything about distant galaxies, but you can't figure out what the
is in
squirt? Like,
what is it in squirt? She used it as a verb. What is in squirt?
Juice? It's like, go take a little bit of that, then have a person go fucking pee, and then compare the two. Biologically, it's got to be really fucking easy to do that.
Put that shit under a microscope.
How do we still not know? It's like the weirdest shit. I don't understand. It's like, wow, we really just don't care about anything about women, I guess.
It's true.
Or does it
there's
matter?
so many things we could be fixing, but we're like, let's see how we can build a hotel in space.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, this is
okay.
Shouldn't, like, with all of the technology we have, I figure that they wouldn't actually know what that is.
Someone knows, and they're going to send us an article. But also, someone did a TikTok or a meme the other day that was like, how the are we getting men into space, men and women into space, and yet there's no cure for a hangover?
I'm on my third day right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me.
There's a cure. I just think that they don't want us to have it. Because then we drink every day.
That's true.
You know, if there were no repercussions, then
what's stopping you?
Yeah.
One day.
Deep thoughts here on LadyGang. Well, we're so excited what's coming up.
Today's episode of LadyGang is brought to you by Catalina Crunch. So I think we can all agree that eating cereal is like the most nostalgic feeling in the world. It makes you feel so warm and fuzzy inside. But let's face it, most cereals are just packed with sugar and they're not that great for you. But that's why I'm here to talk to you about Catalina Crunch, because it has the crunch that you crave without all of the junk that's usually in cereal. Plus, it has a whopping 11 grams of plant-based protein and 9 grams of fiber per serving. So taste for yourself why over 10,000 customers rate Catalina Crunch 5 stars. And they've got 8 crave-worthy flavors to choose from, like nostalgia-inducing cinnamon toast, decadent dark chocolate, which is my absolute favorite because I am a chocolate fiend, and creamy chocolate peanut butter. That one is obviously Jared's favorite flavor. So if you're not sure which flavor to try first, that's what the variety packs are for. So see why Catalina Crunch is the fastest growing cereal brand in America. Just go to CatalinaCrunch.com/lady for 15% off your first order, plus free shipping. That's CatalinaCrunch.com/lady. And not sure which flavor to start with? Try the variety pack and check out their delicious cookies and snack mixes while you're at it. Again, that's CatalinaCrunch.com/lady for 15% off your first order plus free shipping.
This episode of LadyGang is brought to you by Brooklinen, our OGs. Let's hear it for the long weekend. Brooklinen has no shortage of savings on all things and comforts to celebrate your extra day of lounge. Cast your vote for comfort with Brooklinen's President's Day sale. Save on their fan favorite collection of coziness and celebrate your out of the office time with a new level of relaxation. I'm having dreams about us going on tour this fall and putting Brooklinen in all of our bunks because I don't know how I'm going to be able to travel around and see all of you without my heathered cashmere sheets and duvet from Brooklinen. I have Brooklinen on my guest bedroom, my blow-up mattress, my Murphy bed, and my own mattress. They are so amazing. And invest in the comfort that you deserve. A lot of people I see in the Facebook group are like, I really want to invest in some good sheets. Brooklinen is it. Don't sleep on savings. Brooklinen's President's sale is happening now. Listening after the sale will get the deals of your dreams at brooklinen.com with our promo code LADY20. That's Brooklinen, BROOKLINEN.com, promo code LADY20.
Today's episode of LadyGang is brought to you by Omaze. So have you ever dreamed of having the chance to win something awesome? I'm talking amazing, like going to space with Virgin Galactic. How amazing does that sound? Then you have to check out Omaze, the new way to give back to charity and have fun doing it. This is how Omaze works. You enter for the chance to win something amazing, and at the same time, you can donate to support great causes. It's a fun and easy way for nonprofits to raise money and for you to win big prizes. It is a win-win situation, and I am here to talk to you about a multi-million-dollar house in Lake Tahoe. I am so excited about this prize, and here's how you can enter to win. Go to omaze.com/LadyGang and select Lake Tahoe Dream House. The deadline to enter is April 14th, so hurry for your chance to win. And if you've missed the deadline, don't worry. Omaze has tons of amazing prizes and experiences to choose from. Hurry and enter today for your chance to win the Lake Tahoe Dream House or other life-changing prizes and experiences at omaze.com/LadyGang. Plus, receive 20 extra entries when you enter code LadyGang20. That's OMAZE.com/LadyGang.
No purchase necessary to enter or win. Visit omaze.com/LadyGang for official rules.
Now back to the Lady Gang.
For the first time ever in 6 years, I'm actually telling you who is on the episode prior to their introduction because we have two people. And usually I'm like really good at making it sound so dramatic, but Kailyn and Vee are here. Kail is the jack of all trades, star of Teen Mom. Somehow she's got her hand in everything, willing to risk it, try everything at least once. She's got a bachelor's degree in communications. She's a New York Times bestselling author, lover of kayaks, which is weird on your Instagram. There's like an entire kayak highlight. She also will find anything and everything you could possibly want that you don't need on Amazon. She's got 2 podcasts. She wants to become a lawyer and join the military when she grows up, whenever that is. My favorite part about her is her bio says, "Welcome to the shit show. I'm stealing that." Vee from MTV Teen Mom 2. She's also a social media influencer and real estate agent. She does the best, I'm telling you, the fucking best Sephora and Target hauls on Instagram. If you've ever needed to virtually go to Target, she's the girl to follow. We have the same leopard print one-piece bathing suit, so I feel very, very cool. She's also a small business owner of Vivid Belisa and Rivera Realty, where she flips houses and sells properties with her husband. We are so excited to welcome Vee and Kail here from Baby Mama No Drama.
Baby Mama.
We're so excited to have you. So first of all, Vee, where did the hashtag Mother Hustlers come from?
I have no idea. I think Mother Hustlers. I think it's just because we're just out here
hustling,
trying to get it. I love it. You know, like we're just trying to do the damn thing. We're trying to make our kids proud. We're trying to show, you know, that you can be a mom and you can still go out there and hustle and make your dreams come true too.
And then Kail, you know, like you're on a hit television show, right? Like it all happens. You're famous. People are like your Instagram, like 4.5 million followers or whatever. Like it's fucking crazy. You can't go, babe. You can't go and now just be like a lawyer and in the military. Like
no, I have to do those things because I was on reality TV. I have to prove myself out here.
Because it's like, I always think like you can't go back to being regular. Like you're now
I want
TV
to go
stars.
back to being regular.
We want to.
So how did the podcast come to be? You guys needed your next era after the show?
Yeah. So it was during quarantine when we were all like the whole world was just quarantining, and Vee texted me and she was like, "Hey Kail, let's try to do a podcast and I have the perfect name for it." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Baby Mama's No Drama." I was like, "Perfect, let's get it started." And then we did.
Well, and that's always the hardest part, is coming up with a good name. So
yeah, I said it as like
out of the way.
I said it as like a joke too. I was like, how funny would it be if we had a podcast named Baby Mama's No Drama? And then she was just like, okay. And I was like, wait, what?
Well, and I guess my question is like, you came up with this name, but I'm not sure that it represents y'all because there's
I think
complex
that's the thing.
Relationship. Honestly, like I opened up the spider web and I was like gonna have a whole thing to explain your relationship to each other, but you're the fucking modernist family that has ever existed. So for our viewers who may not know, give me the breakdown of this complex drama.
Okay. So when I was 16, I got knocked up by Vee's husband.
My now husband. He was
my
husband.
No, he was not her husband then. I was 16 and I was on 16 and pregnant. And then when we got picked for Teen Mom 2 was when Vee and Joe, who's my son's dad, started dating. And then that's how we've evolved.
Yeah.
But we didn't always love each other.
Did you have a bad breakup with Joe?
We did. We had a very, very toxic relationship and toxic breakup.
And then how can you possibly be friends?
It took a lot of time. Yeah, there was a time. I mean, we were not good for a very long period of time.
I think just time too.
Yeah.
Like after a while, we kind of just
were like
our own lives, and we just kind of like left all the shit in the past, and we're like, listen, we don't even care anymore.
And so what were the years between? So you had the child, and then how many years before Vee you were in the mix?
Like a year and a half.
Yeah, I think like a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
And then, so you guys met through that. And then when did you, like, what was the thing, the catalyst of like, okay, you know what, for the kids, for our lives, and I actually think you're kind of great, like, let's be friends.
So we didn't know this at the time, but Joe, which is my son's dad and her husband, he said something to the both of us that really resonated with both of us. And we didn't know. He had said that because of how much we hated each other, if anything were to happen to him, his children, my son and their daughter, would never be able to see each other if anything happened to him. And that was a turning point for me. And unknowingly it was a turning point for her too. So we were like, oh, like we need to get our shit together or our siblings will never know each other if, you know, knock on wood, you know, nothing happens to him. But it really opened our eyes.
Yeah.
And then, Kail, I think forgiveness is one of the most difficult things. Like, Jack and I have a mutual ex-boyfriend that I'm still like a little salty about, and it's been like 15 years. And so, and we never have to see this guy. Like, he's not in our lives at all. So, you know, what tips can you give our listeners that are having to like suck it up, forgive, move forward with a family member, an ex, a someone for like the betterment of their family? Because I think that's a very difficult thing to not hold on to.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point, Vee and I both realized that it took more energy for us to hate the other person than for us to come together and be like, okay, this is for the kids. Like, me hating you solves nothing. It doesn't make me feel better. It doesn't make the kids feel better. It doesn't make Joe feel better. I think just realizing that the forgiveness is actually going to help heal you more than the other person even. Like, it's just good for everybody involved.
I think after time too, it's like we realized like we don't even really hate each other. We were just holding on to like old shit that, I mean, she didn't even care about anymore. Like, at first it was the whole Joe thing. Like, you know, if I can't.
Well, it was new. If I can't have him, I don't want him. I don't want anyone else to have him either.
But, so I'm like, you don't even want him anymore. So like, why do we have beef? Like, we don't care. Like, so I think getting to that point and just, you know, growing up and stuff. It took a lot of growing up and a lot of time.
And I think it's interesting because we were literally just writing for our new book, Lady Secrets. We're talking about female friendships, and we're saying, you know, being completely honest, because we're all about like confessing these like deepest, darkest thoughts and feelings, right? And so most of the time you're really good friends with someone, and then there's that worry that they know all your deepest, darkest secrets, and then when you have a huge fight, you're like, will they use this against me? But you guys are the complete opposite, which I find fascinating. You really knew each other's deepest, darkest. You really were against each other, and then you were able to be like, I'm not going to use that against you. I'm going to move forward in a peaceful way. And so, you know, I just think that's really, really interesting in like your personalities and how you were able to rise above.
You know, what's really weird about that is that's how we feel about everything. But the public from the show will always pit us against each other, even now with the podcast and how much we've forgiven each other and like move forward. Like, I don't even consider my son's dad an ex of mine. Like, I just, that never happened. We just happened to have a kid together. I don't, you know what I mean? And like stuff that me and Vee like said or did towards each other years and years ago, like we don't even think about it, but the general public will not forgive it.
Right.
And that's an interesting thing, because I always say, like, especially with this cancel culture thing that's happening, is that like time on the internet is no longer linear. So it's like whatever happens today, the last thing that happened was the last thing that happened on the internet. So if you guys have had 3 great years or 10 great years or 6 great months where you've been really peaceful and everything's been going well, if the last thing that someone wrote is, you know, the last thing was like the best teen mom blow ups of the series, and it went viral on Instagram, like that's like yesterday, even though it could have been 5 years ago, you know?
Literally.
So it's really interesting.
Well, that's why it's even more commendable and impressive that you guys can kind of move past all that when it's like constantly getting thrown back in your face. And I'm sure there's like trolls all over the place just being fucking assholes. And it's just like being able to kind of put that aside and be each other's friend and be there for each other, especially for the betterment of your children. It's like that. I think everybody could kind of like look up to that in a way, because there are people not having to deal with the publicness of it all that still can't, you know, get there with somebody else in their life.
We make jokes a lot too, because a lot of the stuff from the past, like we can look back and like laugh about it. Like, it's just funny to us, even if people take it seriously. So I think that we have a good way of kind of like showing, you know, this is just funny, like move on. Even though people don't take it the right way, but we just laugh about everything.
Well,
so like, what else is like, what else can you do? You know, like we're not living in the past. We're trying to like move forward. So I mean, we make
so
reels
it
and
really
like funny
is
things.
baby mamas, no drama, because there's no drama, guys. Let it go.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
time to
there's
let it
never
go.
any drama between me and Kale. Like, if it's drama, it's probably just with the baby daddies. But
100%.
Oh my God.
but me and her as baby mamas, we're good.
Yeah.
Kailyn, one of your books, you had said something that I thought was just a really beautiful thing. You said, "There's nothing you can't survive with a little bit of hustle and heart." And I love that, because I think when you look at MTV and you look at the shows that you guys were on, there's instantly that judgment. People instantly go like, "This is who you are." But I love that you're like, you know what? Life can be hard, and I can overcome it with hustle and heart. What did you mean by that?
So my whole life I had to hustle. I had to figure it out. And at the end of the day, I'm going to figure it out. So for me, I know that I'm going to make mistakes along the way, but my intentions are pure. I've never like done things maliciously. Thank you. Maliciously, or, you know, made bad choices knowingly. It kind of always was like hindsight is 20/20 kind of thing. And so I just feel like along the way, I'm going to hustle. I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm going to do everything that I do with love and heart and everything I have.
I love that so much. Okay. Now, most importantly, I think it's Vee. I can't remember who I saw it on. I'm pretty sure it's you, Vee. But there was something on Instagram where you, and I'm like changing the topic away from drama into like the beauty space. You had a half-used bottle of JLo Glow. Was it you, Vee?
Yes, it's me.
Okay. So on your Instagram, you're like, you know what I'm talking about. You're like holding it up, and it was the JLo Glow with the fucking rhinestone necklace.
The girls that know.
Girls that know. So I wanted to ask everyone, like, what... Okay, Vee, and you can have a different one, Vee, if you had more than one. But like, what was your youth fragrance? Like when I was in high school, all the boys were wearing Cool Water.
Britney Spears Curious.
Curious, yes, bitch, yes!
Britney Spears Curious.
That's what I was going to say.
I went through like 10 bottles of that shit. Like I would still get it. I would still get it to this day because it was like a nostalgia.
Smell like?
I know. I don't even know if I have ever smelled that before.
You will never, like even to this day, you will never smell anything like Britney Spears Curious perfume. I remember having my very first bottle for like years because I didn't want it to run out because it was a gift. And then I followed up with like Britney Spears Fantasy was my second one.
I couldn't get with that one.
The Britney Spears Curious, like I might have to find them and send them to you guys because you will never smell anything like it.
It's like I feel
good
like
adult fragrance still?
Yeah, I feel like it's like
probably.
one of those candy, like Charlie or something, where it's like candy corn flavored.
I'm not sure if you would like it now, but I think back then it was definitely a thing.
Now.
It might be a
Do you think they're still making it? And Jamie Spears is taking all that money, or was?
Yeah, he did shut that shit down.
It was definitely that and the JLo, the Glow by JLo.
Jack, did you have a high school fragrance?
I was definitely a Bath and Body Works gal. So like a little cucumber melon body spray. That was like my go-to.
I was the Victoria's Secret love spell.
I was about to ask that.
Like to the end.
Or Victoria's Secret Pink. I think that was like my first real perfume. And it smells like shit.
I mean,
I also loved the Paris Hilton one that was like in a clear,
I remember that one.
Like rectangle bottle.
You
know that one?
I remember what you're talking about.
This is just so funny to me because like I always wanted to be fancy and shop at like in Canada there's a store called the Bay, which is like basically our Nordstrom, and I'd be like, I would never go for a celebrity like fragrance. I'd always wanted to be like Elizabeth Arden or someone like Calvin Klein.
I remember
like I had I remember it's like speaking of hustle, Kale, when I was like a little baby dancer, we used to dance at the malls like for shows.
I remember
or whatever.
seeing those shows. I remember seeing them.
And to get people into like the Bay or the Nordstrom or whatever, they would like do these little dance shows, and then people would like be like, what's happening? And then they'd be like, oh, and now we're in the perfume aisle. And they used to pay us in bottles of Calvin Klein fragrance.
Oh my God.
So like at one point in my teens, I had like Obsession and Eternity and CK1 and CKB, like every bottle of expensive perfume. I was like fucking rich bitch driving like a fucking minivan with faux wood paneling on the sides, but you couldn't tell me that I was not the hottest.
You were doused in that perfume driving that minivan.
If you could smell my vagina, like it was doused in CK1.
Doused in
That's all it is.
It's so funny when I look back at when I was little. I think of my mom had this one perfume called Red Door by Elizabeth Arden, and that is like iconic to me too. Like I think of that, and I think of like my childhood and my mom always using that perfume. So that's
and
like
it's
an
like
iconic.
very musky.
Yeah, and I hated it. I hated it. I'm like, Mom,
I
stop
like
wearing
the
that.
musk.
Let's look old lady perfume. It's very old lady.
It was kind of
but
like
it was
an
all
old lady
that was available for the olds.
That's right.
Yeah, they didn't have much back then, you know? Like I think that like started it, and then I don't know if you guys like the Ralph Lauren Cool Blue. That I smelled that the first time I went to Puerto Rico. Like that was like the girls were wearing that all the time. And it just smells like very like, it's like, I don't know. Now that I think about it, since I smelled it in Puerto Rico, it's like very island girl to me.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's all I ever want to wear. Like it just reminds me of the beach. So it's like such a good, it's a fucking vibe. So Ralph Lauren Cool Blue.
Okay, so Vee, I know I love your Sephora hauls. I mean, both of you are incredible with makeup. I have a couple of new products that I'm obsessed with, but I want to ask you guys, like, if everyone feels sad and they want to go do like a Sephora or a Target makeup shop, like, what are you using right now that you freaking love that we got to go buy?
I like anything Fenty. I think Fenty Beauty.
Fancy.
She's Fenty, baby. Like Fenty is such a good and it's funny because like you say, like celebrity brands and like makeup brands and stuff like that is very hit or miss. But I think Rihanna did what she had to do with her line, and everything down to like the cream blushes and her cream bronzers, everything is really good. And I think it's affordable, and it's also very, she said no. Compared to
that
other,
shit's not affordable.
Compared to other things and what you're getting, I think so. But I very much love Fenty. I've been very much into drugstore brands lately because they've been doing the thing like Milani and Elf. They've been coming out with a lot of dupes for bigger brands. So Elf, keep an eye out for Elf. They've been dropping products left and right. But I love
Elf's camo concealer is like the best concealer ever.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's awesome. They also came out with a new primer, and it's similar to the Milk makeup primer. And it's like a it's like a hydro grip primer. It's kind of like a jelly, and it's weird.
Is that
but
what I need? I'm not doing a primer. Do I need a primer to look like you?
Yeah, you need a
15
primer.
years less off my life.
Think of it as like if you take an orange and like you put a foundation on it, you're gonna see all the holes on the orange.
Yeah.
If you put a primer on top of it and then a foundation, it looks smooth. Like that's what it does for your pores on your face.
Into it, because the other day I was out on one of my social going outies with a makeup artist friend, and she was like, well, now that you're turning 40, you need to use only creams. So I've been using like cream blush, cream
cream is the wave right now.
But then I feel like in 2 hours it's gone.
I will say I'm new to like the sticks. Like, so blush stick, I have not tried a bronzing stick yet, but blush sticks, obsessed. Yeah. I feel like that's like a cream, right? Yeah. I wholeheartedly love it. But I also feel like my face eats it. Like it goes away after a little while. So like after this interview, all this is going to be gone.
Right. And I'm like, it's great. But like, then I was really excited to be out the other day, and I like left the house feeling so put together and amazing. And then I got home and I was like, wait, I look like I just have a little bit of old mascara in my eye line. Like,
you need to invest in a setting spray. And what I learned this weekend from my best friends and makeup artists.
What setting spray?
I'm going to show you right now which one that I used yesterday, and I'm obsessed. It's also Fenty. Okay. Obsessed. I love it so Fenty. Much, and it smells good. Okay. This is the Fenty one that
we're going to make a little list for Instagram of all these.
I don't know what it's
setting
called.
Spray, Kelty. And then what you need to do, this is what I learned this weekend by my makeup artist best friend. She said, you do the setting spray, your face is like kind of damp. Then you get your beauty blender and press it into your setting powder and then press it in your face wherever you have texture. So if you have big pores,
I'm not using powder anymore. I'm elder.
Just get a setting powder. It's not like a colored powder, and press it into like only into your shiny spots. And then
you
your face
also don't need to use too
much.
You don't need to use too much. Even just like a little bit of powder just to set the creams, because creams are gonna shift on your face.
Yeah,
it's not a powder. So you need something. You need something to kind of just like let it stay on your face for a longer time. So just even using like a loose powder or something, like just dip your brush in really tiny and then just like set it around the places where your faces get oily, and you'll be good to go.
I will report back to you. See, now I told you they were going to fix your lives, but when we come back, the girls are really going to fix your lives and Ask the Lady Gang. This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by Shopify. And although we three at the Lady Gang look like absolute brilliant masterminds, we are not. And that is why we use Shopify. As a small business owner and an entrepreneur, our world changed when our Shopify store got launched. Not only can we reward our members who, shop the most, we also can connect it with our newsletters and our social media, and we can track it on our app, on our phone. We can give personalized discount codes via DMs on Instagram if someone, says something nice to us. I mean, it's really a great way to build up your brand and your business, big or small. I know huge, massive brands that use it, and Lady Gang, we use it too. We are so excited, and Shopify instantly lets you accept all major payment methods. So get that money, honey. So go to shopify.com/LadyGang, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial to get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/LadyGang right now. Shopify.com/LadyGang.
Lady Gang is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy, and BetterHelp wants to tackle some of the stigmas around mental health. So, for example, many people think that therapy is for other people, but utilizing therapy doesn't mean that something is wrong with you. It means you're recognizing that all humans have emotions and we're complex, and we need to learn to understand them and not avoid them. And, we've been taught our entire lives that you should take care of your body by exercising and eating well and all of these things, but we need to focus on investing in our mental health as well, because our minds are just as important as our bodies. And some might think that you should wait until things are unbearable to enter therapy, but that is not true. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anybody on camera if you don't want to. And it's so much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours, which is so great. So give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. Lady Gang listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/LadyGang. That's betterhelp.com/LadyGang.
I get so many DMs of people asking me if Nutrafol really works. And I'm telling you, it really works. If you're one of the more than 30 million women who are impacted by weakened or thinning hair like I was, you are not alone. And Nutrafol offers 2 targeted formulas for women that are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding through all stages of life. And if you don't believe the clinical trials, believe the Kelty trials. You'll begin to experience thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months. I've been taking it for 2 years, and you all know that my hair journey is complete. 86% of women reported that Nutrafol worked for them. And you can grow thicker, healthier hair and support Lady Gang by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code LADY to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer you're going to find anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code LADY.
Hey, ladies! Get funky. Ask the Lady Gang.
Okay, so we're back. So for this part of our podcast, it's called Ask the Lady Gang, and we have all of our listeners writing questions about like life, love, and everything in between, and then we try to give them advice. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. So we're excited to get some advice from you guys too.
Yay!
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. Like literally, like some of our advice is like go drink a bottle of wine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if people should take advice from me.
Or us. Okay, so our first question comes from Anonymous. She says, my in-laws and I don't really get along. They have always meddled in mine and my husband's business, but their advice on trying to conceive, especially from my mother-in-law, is unbearable. My husband has tried talking to them about it, but he isn't as stern as I'd like him to be. I would love to say something to them, but I tend to be a bitch when I confront people. Any advice for me? It's starting to negatively affect the relationship I have with my husband, and it's making my anxiety awful.
Oh, that's hard.
Kailyn, you take it first.
I'm just going to cut them off altogether. Like, don't talk to me. Don't talk about them to me. I want nothing to do with them. So maybe don't listen to me. Vee's married, so I'm going to let her actually give the advice on this one.
Yeah, it's a little harder to cut them off if they're in your life forever. I think that comes down to like people respecting your boundaries. And this is funny because we talked about this on our podcast the other day. But I think obviously a conversation needs to be had. I don't think it's working with the husband. Maybe he's not saying exactly what needs to be said and probably is just beating around the bush because it is his parents. So I think she needs to really take that step and sit down with the in-laws and tell them, listen, this is not working for me. I would like to move forward and not have any of these conversations or have you in my personal life with your son. You know, like, I think it's just, if they can't respect that boundary, then from then on, they can decide whether they want them to be in their lives or not.
Yeah. And they might not even be like realizing that what they're saying is upsetting her. So I think it definitely comes down to like setting that boundary. And then if they respect it, that's on them, or then it's now a problem that you're having with your husband.
Yeah, most of the time it's a communication thing too, right? Like, if I'm not going to tell my husband to tell someone what I say or what I think. You know, he doesn't know exactly what I'm feeling. So I need to be the one to communicate that myself. So I think she should just, you know, go in and take that step. And I think she'll feel a lot better afterwards too, because then she'll know, you know, I already explained to them how I feel. So if they don't, you know, respect that, then that's their issue.
Yeah. Two of the things that I really have worked on in therapy are, when it comes to this, is like communication, which you guys touched on, but then also compassion. And I think sometimes having compassion for other people and where they're coming from when they hurt you, or maybe don't know that they're hurting you. Yeah. And you had touched on that. Like, I can imagine, like, I think sometimes with in-laws, be careful what I say here. No, I think with in-laws, like, I can imagine that your in-laws are just so excited to be grandparents. Like, you know, like, I can imagine that they're coming from a place where, oh my God, they want you to conceive. They want you to have this baby because they have been dreaming since they had your husband of the day that they would be grandparents. And so they think maybe they've had trauma in their lives where this is their first grandkid, or they just want what's best for them and you. And so they may be pushy, or just they're going out of their minds trying to help you, and they don't know how to help you. And I think, like you said, Vee, like, having that compassion, but also that boundary of saying, like, hey guys, like, I get it. We all want this baby, but like, this is not helping me. It's stressing me out. And I think you get a 2-strike rule. Strike one is you go to husband and you say, you need to speak to your parents when I'm not around, and say, hey guys, it's really hurting her feelings. Like, you know, because you don't want it to be awkward at the family dinner. So that's step one. Now, and not in men can be so passive aggressive. Like, they're not great communicators in general. Yeah. So you need to, like, literally, like you said, like, you need to say, this is what I need you to tell your parents.
Write it down.
Like,
word for word. Yeah.
Not,
and
hey,
they still won't
can you tell
get
your
it.
parents to stop asking me about this? Because they're going to be like, what? She can't take a joke, blah, blah. No, tell them exactly, and it's hurting me, and they need to stop. Now, if they don't stop, then you can call them out in person in front of everyone at Thanksgiving dinner and be like, you know. And then I find that once you, like, really shut someone down very directly, then if they come back and they are at you again, then the boundary is, I don't see you. I don't see you. It's not good for my mental health. You can have the grandbabies, you can see my husband, but I'm not coming to brunch. I'm not coming to breakfast. Like, I set that boundary because that's actually 3 steps. Okay, next question. Sorry, I talk so much. Wow, I must really have feelings about this.
Kelty, are you anonymous? Okay, so
did you write this in?
Sometimes I feel like she does.
I mean,
content, baby, content.
Okay, our second question comes from Amanda. So this is definitely not Kelty. She says, I've been on and off hooking up with my ex. While dating, he cheated on me. I took him back and we eventually broke up because he was hardcore flirting with other girls. Sounds like a winner. We started being friends with benefits and have been on and off with that. I don't know how to cut him out of my life because we get along so well as friends, but I'm still so emotionally attached to him. Any advice on how to get out of this cycle and be happy? Cut him out.
Do you get along as friends?
Like, do you?
There's a Billie Eilish lyric that's like, in her new song, that's like, before you made me hate the city. When she goes, I'd never treat me this shitty. Yeah. That song. And then she's like, you made me hate this city. She's like, I'd never treat me so shitty. Okay, love you, Billie. No. So I just think in general, like, there's a thing that we do where we're like, but we're so good at friends. We're best friends. We're so close of friends. No.
I still want him in my life.
I still want him in my life just as friends. No, it can't happen. It cannot happen because he's going to move on. And are you going to be his friend then? Are you Julia Roberts in My Best Friend's Wedding? Like, it's not happening.
Well, you also can't be friends if he has always had the upper hand in your situation. Always. He was one that was cheating on you. He treated you like shit. Like, you can't you're not friends. You have feelings for him. So you can't have him in your life. You can either cut him out until you're completely over him and you're in a relationship and you don't give a shit. But it's like, who needs new friends?
Well, there's a fine line between, being friends with an ex or
being friendly
lover and being friendly.
Yeah.
You can be friendly, you can be civil, you can be cordial, but you don't need to be their friend. And it sounds like, I agree. I'm a big fan of like, cut him off. So that's probably what she needs to do. It's just like cut the cord.
This is the girl that's like, oh my God, I left my hoodie at your house. I really need it. No, you don't, girl. The best fucking revenge for someone.
Do you have my hair tie?
I
left my bobby pin like right on your nightstand. Can I go grab it really quick? No, bitch.
At 11:30
You want to
p.m.
fuck him? Like, do not do this.
Okay. Last question comes from I'm his boss. She says, I started a new job a few months ago and it's great. Amazing environment, great pay, and a serious overall step on my career ladder. One problem, there's this guy and I'm his superior. He's adorable, sweet, and we had a really good connection at our company party a few weeks ago, but I can't act on anything. I find myself avoiding him at all costs while still trying to sneak a peek in his direction when no one is looking. What do I do and how do I get my mind off of him? Ooh. A workplace romance.
Are you not allowed to have workplace romances? There's so many people at ET that got married to each other.
Do it.
I feel like I'm going to give it bad advice here and say just can do it.
That's what I was going to say.
But I don't know if I guess that's frowned upon now, or has it always been frowned upon?
Maybe it's because she is his superior. He could get like preferential treatment. But like, who's the one that gets in trouble if like you guys get caught? Like, does he?
But maybe just don't get caught.
That's what I was going to say. Just don't get
caught. But then maybe also don't listen to me.
Well, here's the thing too. There's probably a very slim chance that this guy's your soulmate and like you're probably just in lust with him. So just like him once, get it over with.
Be done.
Get the ick and then like don't tell anybody.
It probably won't be that good anyway. Who knows? It probably won't be that good anyway. So.
Right. She'll be turned off after the one time.
Statistically, it'll probably suck.
Yeah, and also
exactly.
I think it's
and then he'll go start a podcast about it. So
exactly. I think it's also sort of fun to have a work crush because going to work. I mean, I'm assuming this question came from someone that's going into the office again. Like going to the office fucking sucks, but when you kind of have a crush and you're like, let me get an outfit, let me put a setting spray on my makeup, let me do my hair. Like maybe it's a good inspiration for you to just be like the boss bitch of his dreams, but never actually act on it. Ooh, that sounds like a romantic comedy. Okay,
we could write a novel about it.
Ooh, I love it. Well, listen, thank you for your bad/good advice.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
Here for you whenever.
Everyone, please listen to Baby Mama's No Drama with Kailyn Lowry and Vee Rivera every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcast. You can follow Kail at Kail Lowry, and you can follow V at Viewtify Me, which I fucking love. Great name.
Oh, hell yeah.
I wish I can change it.
Really?
I did that so long ago, and I'm like,
cute.
No, everybody knows you from that. You can't change it.
Yeah.
We love it.
You're stuck.
I'm telling you, like, I fucking hate following celebrities on Instagram, and these two are like two of the best because they keep it real. I mean, we didn't even get into like the new house and your wallpaper and the fucking tile with the gold. Like, I'm like, you're renovating. Like, it's just so fabulous. I'm really happy for you guys. I'm so happy we're both on podcast one. And we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social at Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.